It's the Flex On Podcast, the number one sports podcast in all the universe. Episode 404, giving you more, only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Tonight, we're recapping the Ravens preseason opener as the win streak continues. We'll get a recap and preview of the Commanders as they come up 95 to practice with the Ravens for the next 2 days as well. We'll get a look at the AFC East and the ever-crowded division that it is. Who has the edge? Who wins it? We'll talk about it and preview it, and the NFC South as well. The crew's all here, and so are you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. The Flex On Podcast. Make sure you vote on that poll as well. Episode 404 coming your way right after this.
You're on mute.
More exciting than 24 straight preseason victories. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, fellas. Only place giving you sports how you want it
when you need it.
Episode 404, we continue those NFL previews. AFC East, NFC South, making our way through. We'll talk about those two divisions. We're going to talk about those Ravens, talk about those Commanders as they'll be practicing together this week. And, of course, Philly, never without some goofiness, as a certain superstar is running his mouth yet again. Will he or won't he is the question. We'll talk about that and so much more. You guys know the drill. If you're in the chat, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Welcome all the new subscribers. This is the flagship podcast. We do this every Monday, 10 p.m. Appreciate you guys being here. And we're going to bring you the hottest sports talk from the week that was, theflexzone1@gmail.com. Twitter, Instagram, the Flexzone1, and, of course, that TikTok, the Flex Zone Podcast. As always, you can support the channel via Super Chats. Not an obligation, but we appreciate it, and it definitely gets the party off right. And, of course, it's how you support what we're doing here on the Flex On Podcast as we are growing. Shout out to Miss Queen. Yes, we will be talking about your boy tonight and his goofy comments. But you guys know the drill. Can't do this show alone. He is a social media producer. He's the guy who makes the streams pristine. It is Big Raj. He's had the Papa today, and I think he had the casino over the weekend. He's the pizza man. Raj, what's up, brother?
Finish him, Daddy.
Hey, man, put my graphic up real quick. Put that graphic up.
Hold on, I got you, brother.
There you go. That's right. Your boy is back. The return of the cheek clapper. He is back, baby. Big Rogers in the building. You know, the Ravens are playing, excellent preseason football. Can't wait to recap. Great weekend. Pizza galore. Papa Shacks today. Casino pizza on Saturday. That's how we do things, baby. That's how we do things in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So can't wait to get it started and get it popping.
Next man, he is the voice of reason. He is the captain of the goofy ship. He is the senior producer, the co-founder of the Flex Zone Podcast, and his team will be invading the castle this week for 2 days of practice, baby.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
I can't even hear the music, but whatever.
I think Dre heard it.
As long as somebody hears it.
And unfortunately, I heard it.
That's all. That's all that really matters, Cravante. How you feeling, my brother? Preseason is underway, and the Commanders and Ravens, they'll be doing some actual practicing tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very excited. This is one of the few times where the Ravens and the Commanders, or formerly known as the Redskins, Washington football team, have an opportunity to get together. And I think the more exciting thing outside of the game, which probably won't be that exciting, is the practices. The practices are going to be game-like. it's going to be live game and outside of us playing the Cleveland Browns, they've been beating up on each other. You know what I'm saying? And being able to have a thorough practice and be able to do the run through with this new offense, which has some hope, for my Washington football team's offense. It's what a great matchup to test it against, other than the Baltimore Ravens defense. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. So yeah, we'll be talking about that next week, but I guess we'll preview it now and talk about it next week. But I'm very excited, very, very excited.
The next man, he is Mr. Excitement. He is the head of the Flex on Table. He's the tribal chief. He is the super producer. Pride of the East Side Savior and Misbehavior. Mr. Sonny's himself, eating that good old chicken. Raj with the piece of Dre with the chicken.
Come on now.
My boy, Mr. Morgan State University, Mr. HBCU, the man who's everywhere, man on the street, man of the people, Mr. Phenomenal, Mr. 25-8, Drizzy Dre. What's up, my brother?
As always, man, I appreciate that wonderful introduction, man. Today I want to actually switch it up, though, man. I want to start the show, and there was a Cravante sighting today on my way home, and I want to wish a good, happy, early birthday to my brother. I seen him back to back days. Yesterday we had a good time at the cookout, and then today seeing him. So happy early birthday to my brother and co-founder of this show, Cravante, man.
I appreciate it, sir.
How old you gonna be? 35? 35, brother?
30. Yeah. Baby, you put a little too much sauce, a little too much. My Lowry's on that. Take some off, baby. Take some off. Don't put no sunny sauce on it yet, man. I'll be 33.
Anything special, brother?
Nah, man.
Usually it's a Friday signing.
Yes. Usually it's a Friday's signing.
Yeah, I might pull up between now and in the end of the month. I'll let y'all know the details, but I want to say, Dre, you see me, I probably had them children with me. That's what I probably had.
You had the kids, and I told you. How did I tell you that I saw you?
The hat, brother.
the hat, brother. The hat, killing it though.
Be bright outside. That sun be beaming, and I be needing something to cover it, man. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, feels good, man. Definitely feels good, man. I look forward to it.
Well, let's get into it. We will celebrate Cravante's birthday coming up, so happy early birthday, my brother. But unfortunately, we have to start with somber news out of the castle, out of Ravens Nation, as former Ravens running back Alex Collins passes away. I believe he was only 28 after reading it. Dre, you got the statement from the Ravens, and then we'll have a quick moment of silence, and we'll get the thoughts from the panel and get into the topics of the evening.
All right, so from the Baltimore Ravens, it says, with heavy hearts, we mourn the passing of Alex Collins. Always quick to greet everyone with a smile, he was genuinely kind person who carried a special joy with passion wherever he went. May Alex always be remembered for the light and love he brought to so many people in his life.
We're going to take a quick moment of silence for Alex Collins, and then we'll get thoughts from the panel here on the Flex On Podcast. Gone way too soon. May he rest in peace. Dre, I'll start with you, brother. First, Jalen Ferguson, not even a year ago, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then now Alex Collins, young brothers in the 20s. Your thoughts?
Shocking. When I heard this, I was like you said, I mean, a young guy, but I mean, nothing but great words, spoken about him as a teammate. And of course, Ravens Nation, whenever somebody does pass, it hits very, close to home, being that most of us on the panel are from Baltimore. So it's very sad, especially because he's a young brother. But, thoughts and prayers go out to both his family and the Baltimore Ravens organization for the passing of another, young athlete. So thoughts and prayers definitely with the family and the organization during this time.
Go ahead, Raj. Get your thoughts.
Man, it sucks, man. Alex was a good player, for the Ravens, a good player for the Seahawks. He always had a lot of energy. He always had a nice burst of speed when every time you saw him run the football. Seemed like a really, really nice guy. But yeah, man, it's just life is short, man, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to him at a young age. Um, Thoughts and prayers to his family. The Ravens, as always, is very classy when it comes to these type of situations, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably reach out to the family at some point. But it's just sad, man. It's just sad.
Cravante? Go ahead, Cravante.
Very, very, very unfortunate and sad news. It seems like, unfortunately, this seems to be a trend of young athletes. Things are happening. Now this was an actual, I believe it was a car crash. I think
Motorcycle accident.
Motorcycle.
so he was driving a motorcycle, but it was with another car. But I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's like the fast life, but man, guys, please, 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 I urge all the athletes, young vets, everybody, please, please cherish these moments, man, because here today, gone tomorrow. We hear the older folks, like D and Rogers say all the time. Here today, gone tomorrow, man, and it's really, really, really unfortunate. But like you've all said, the Ravens are very, very top tier when it comes to showing class. So I don't expect anything less. So yeah, man. Very, very, very sad news moving into the new NFL year.
Very, very sad news again. We wish Alex Collins, please, we hope that he rests in peace. The Ravens, I'm sure, will continue to inform us of anything going on. And like Roger said, they do a lot for the former players that no longer with the team, coaching opportunities, community outreach, and tragically when something happens, honoring their memory as well. Let's get into the current day Ravens. Speaking of Ravens, we got some good news today. J.K. Dobbins, he's back. Rashard Bateman returned last week. The Ravens beat the Eagles 20-19, win 24th straight preseason game, extends a record. Um, you know, we're going to play some horns for the Ravens because they're the best team in the preseason. If only they counted for regular wins. But Raj, I'll start with you. I know you were watching the game. We were talking in the chat. I did a preview. You can check that out on the channel. How you feeling, man, Raj? Any concern? Anything good? Any players stand out to you? JK's back. Rashad's back. We probably won't see the starters much until they practice with the Commanders this week. But how you feeling about this team, man?
I'm a little iffy, man. I'm a little iffy on this team right now. But as you can see in the graphic, like you said, JK came back today. It's always good to see J.K. Dobbins, even if he has one of those goofy helmets on. It is what it is. But he's back at practice. It's always a good thing. Rashard Bateman came back last week. The only person that we're actually missing right now is Tyus Bowser. Not sure what's going on with that foot, but I'm pretty sure he'll be healthy down the line. And also the cornerback, Rock Yassin, he's still hurt as well. And I heard that Damarian Williams, a.k.a. Pepe Williams, will probably be out until October. So that's a bit of news right there. But as far as the game itself, I seen some good things from Tyler Huntley. He was a really good quarterback on Saturday night. And he hit a couple people. Tylon Wallace being one for a touchdown. Good things out of the receiving core. I seen what they was talking about with Zay Flowers. Creating separation. Good hands. Good. He's very shifty. He didn't play too much, but from what I did see, he's going to be a problem for whatever cornerback is going to have to match up against him. So that's definitely a good thing to see. I also enjoy watching Justice Hill. Justice Hill is still fast as ever. Out of the backfield. You give him the ball, he moves. But the things I really didn't like. My bad. Let me stop right here. Hold up, time out. Our kicker, man. That 60-yard bomb was crazy. Much love to Justin Tucker, man. Much love to him. He's always been a professional, always been the best kicker in the league since he's got into the league, and nothing's changed there. But the things that I did not like on Saturday, let me just say that. Brandon Stevens, man. I'm not sure what's going on with you, brother, but you've been in the league for 2 years, man, and you're getting beat by 5th-string wide receivers. Yes, I said 5th-string wide receivers, not 3rd-string, not 4th-string, but 5th-string wide receivers. It's a damn shame at this point, brother. You got to get it together. We need you to play your best football this year because our cornerback situation is kind of iffy at this point. But he was I ain't gonna say he was completely awful, but he was disappointing. Very disappointing. Another guy, James Prochet, very disappointing as well. Now I understand that he had some things going on in his personal life with his mom passing away a couple months ago, and I'm pretty sure that he has other things going on. But it was pretty bad, man. It was definitely pretty bad for his performance on Saturday night. Hopefully he gets it together for the next game. I do want to see this brother succeed. I actually like him as a player when he actually plays well, but he had a brain fart, and he's had too many of those in his career at this point. Ben Cleveland is another guy. I mean, he got destroyed on certain plays in the game Saturday, and I don't think he's going to be a starter for this team. I think he's going to be a career backup until his contract runs out. And that's just a damn shame because he has so much potential, coming out of the draft. He's like one of the biggest dudes on the team at one point, and he just can't seem to get himself together. But like I said, he has 2 more preseason games to get it together as well. So I'm going to keep an eye out on that as well. And also the last person that was disappointing was David Ajabo, man. I got a lot of hope for him because I think he can be a great pass rusher. But Saturday was not it. Saturday, I don't know what he was doing Saturday, man. He looked lethargic. He looked slow. He looked like a deer in headlights. And I don't know what to really say because pass rushing, they going with the young boys this year. They're going with Oweh. They're going with Ojabo. Not sure if Clowney's going to be here or sign here or the other cat that's coming from New England. I'm not sure. But all I know is those are the 2 starters that you got at this point. And if he's looking like that during the regular season, they're going to be in trouble. So hopefully that was just the first game or the second game of his career that he's actually started. He needs to play a whole lot better if they're going to have a chance. Because I didn't like none of that. So all in all, though, the team won. That's cool. 24 straight wins. That's great. But they still got a lot of things to work on, and I can't wait till they start practicing with the Commanders tomorrow. The Commanders, believe it or not, is a very, very tough team, and they definitely give them a challenge, and they definitely need it. So can't wait to see what they do this coming Monday against the Commanders.
Go ahead, Dre. Let's get your thoughts on that before we get thoughts from the Mandalorian, as his Commanders did win, and Sam Howell looked pretty decent. Go ahead, Dre. How you feeling?
I think Unc gave a nice soliloquy over there about the Baltimore Ravens and everything that transpired. My take on it, though, was that I wasn't as concerned, being that this is preseason. It's the first game. Offensively, there were some starters such as Lamar Jackson that weren't in the ball game. So, and offenses tend to usually struggle anyway, whether it's preseason or the regular season. From jump, it's usually the offenses that struggle, and then the defenses. And the defenses usually start out strong, and then as the season progresses, defenses decline and offenses are on the incline. So I'm not as really concerned because I don't think that we've seen this team at full strength, and we really won't until probably the regular season. But I know Lamar Jackson has spoken highly about the new offensive coordinator. I know Lamar Jackson is excited about the offense. Um, Preseason, bottom line is at this point with the Baltimore Ravens, as long as we keep winning and keep continuing the streak, it's amazing that they've continued this streak for that long. And sometimes you get a little worried because when you see the game and it's like Philly is out there. Oh, shout out to Engraven, man. Appreciate
Shout
you
out to
checking
you,
in, man.
good brother, my good brother,
Hey,
Engraven.
shout out to Engraven in the chat. I see you, my guy. Keep up the great work as always, brother. We got to get with you this season, Engraven. We want to
Yeah,
collab and do a post game show or a live stream together. So let us know, Engraven. We're thinking about it. We want to shoot the idea to you. We'd love to collab with you on some Ravens content this year. Let us know, brother.
uh, as far as the preseason, though, I mean, like I said, at this point, I think that it's just a matter of if the Baltimore Ravens are going to continue the streak or not. There were glimpses during the game when I thought that we may this may be a possibility that we lose this one, but we end up pulling it out. And like Raj said, I mean, shout out to our kicker because he again during this even during the preseason he said he bails us out of some holes offensively, and I just hope that when we do see this team at its best, that we're not too reliant upon him like we have been in years past. Hopefully, we can start getting the ball into the end zone as opposed to being so reliant on our kickers. So, those are the things that I did see from preseason. I'm happy that we were able to get that the win, of course, but I think sometimes with preseason as well, we look for things, but because we don't see the team at its full strength, it's hard to sometimes kind of judge. But some of our backups, so like Raj was saying, you're like you kind of worry a little bit, but I'm not as concerned on my end. I think the only concern is who the guy we're about to toss it to. I don't understand how a Commanders preseason game trumps the tribal chief, the
They
head
did
of the
it.
table,
They did
when
it.
I ain't see my man until midnight. Somebody get me to understand how come I didn't see Roman Reigns until midnight because of the Commanders.
Dre, all you had to do was go on the Fox app and
I
watch.
don't know. I don't need to go on no damn Fox app. Let me see the tribal chief.
I saw the tribal chief at 10 o'clock. So
That's right, Dre. You preach, brother. Even though you didn't really miss anything, by the way.
I didn't.
but Dre, you're right. I was in the chat with you. What the hell is going on? They should be on the other Fox 5, not here.
I didn't understand that.
Or the CW. Put them on the CW. Ain't nobody on the CW.
hey,
FS1. Something.
we all know why they were on Fox 45. Like I told you before in the group chat, this is a new era for the Commanders. So they're going to show them respect. They're going to show them love. And they're going to show them this great Magic Johnson smile, baby. Because Magic Johnson and that other cat owns the team now, and they're relevant again. That's why.
Speaking of relevant, Cavante, y'all got to win 17-15. Dealt with some weather. Pulled out the dub. Sam Howell looked decent. Coming to Baltimore this week. Raj is a Sam Howell guy. He said he's going to be good for you guys. How you feeling, Cavante? You can't win. You can't make the playoffs without a couple wins here and there, right? Got to start the momentum somewhere.
I guess, man. Sam Howell did look pretty good for him to be the official quarterback one. I saw some great things coming from him. Chris throws. He ran for a first down. Hit the tight end a couple times. Hit Jahan Dodson for a touchdown in that first drive. How the first drive went. That's what I want to see. That's all I want to see. Like, you go sit down. After that point, that's all I wanted to see. But year after year, I tell y'all the same thing over and over again. I am concerned about this offensive line. Charles Leno, and I believe he was playing left tackle, and Andrew Wiley coming from the Kansas City Chiefs. My gosh. I just, oh boy. Sam Howell is only going to go as far as his offensive line takes him. Sam Howell is really good. He could be great if this offensive line can be great. The interior, I'm cool with. It's the outside now. I'm really concerned with, and maybe Andrew Wiley just still get acclimated to some things. I'm sure EB's going to get in his tail when it comes, when they get back into practice and all that. But the offensive line is very, very concerning. Weapons are great. I think our quarterback is good, and we got some guys in the backfield. So I like what we have as far as weapons. It's going to be the offensive line that concerns me. The Commanders had a crucial stop on I believe it was the first drive for the Cleveland Browns, or should I say their first drive into the red zone. Got a key stop. Montez Sweat had a tackle for a loss. So that was good to see. I don't think I'm gonna be really worried about our defense much. I saw Emmanuel Forbes out there tackling people, so I was like, there go 166, 170 pounds right there. He's not afraid to stick his nose in there. But for the first game, live action, I really like what I saw offensively. Now, they still had the offensive line still needs to gel. That is my number one concern, is the offensive line. But I saw some good things, which is I feel good going to this season. But man, Byron, Sam Howell look good enough to make me think Caleb Williams not happening, man.
Y'all winning at least 7 games. I keep telling you this, and I told you you're gonna love Emmanuel Forbes, Cavante. you were upset at the draft. I told you you're gonna love Forbes. He's good as any corner. He's just 160. He's lighter than us. He's lighter than you, Cavante.
He's about I'm hearing that he's around 175 now.
So that means he's 165.
Hey, all I know is this: out of these practices, I mean, if Chase Young wants to come to the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, by all means, come to Butthead, come.
You want him, Jay?
3 and a 5, y'all got him. Give us a 3 and a 5.
No, we'll give you a 4 and a 5. How about that?
Come on, let me get a 3.
How about we give you 4?
I do a 3 for Chase Young.
How about we give you 4 and Brandon Stevens? How about that? You can
Engraven. I see you in the chat. We need a corner and we need to get Clowney or somebody because this ain't gonna work.
No, I don't know about Clowney no more. I used to say Clowney, but not no more.
I'll take Clowney at this point.
Well, Clowney is Engraven's guy. Okay, he loves the Jadeveon Clowney.
As long as he's not being the clown that we saw last year in Cleveland.
He's fool's gold, yo. Come get Chase. Come get Chase. Let's make a deal, baby.
I'll take Chase.
We'll see. Who you guys got this week, Cavante? Oh, that's right. The Ravens on Monday night while we're on here.
Damn right. You're damn right.
So battle of 95, 295, and all those 95s that are too much traffic. But that's another story for another day. Let's go to these previews. We'll save James Harden before Cavante goes because I'm sure Cavante probably will tie that to his goofy as well. Miss Queen, I know that's your boy. Thank you, Engraven. Appreciate it. Let's go to the AFC. Let's go to the NFC South. Because I think that's a wide open division, Cavante. And since you're on the screen, I'm gonna stay with you, brother. Real quick, let's go to the over-unders. Because you know I got the odds for you, my guy. Let's see how you're gonna be betting. So NFC South, we have the Panthers 7.5. We have the Saints 9.5. We have the Buccaneers 6.5. I think the Buccaneers might get the first pick along with some other teams. And we have who am I missing? I'm missing the Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons are 8.5. And I actually do think the Falcons have some potential. How you feel about this division, for us? Last year, real quick, before you go, just want to throw this in there. NFC South was Buccaneers 8-9. Tom Brady led Buccaneers, by the way. Panthers, Saints, Falcons, all 7-10, by the way. So this division, wide open. I put it in the question. Thank you, Mike, for your question. I do think all 4 tight ends make the team. We'll see. But, Cavante, how do you see this division shaking out, man? Some of those win totals a little high, some maybe a little low. As we saw last year, this division is basically all the same.
It is very high. I think what was that 8.5 for the was that 8.5 for the Falcons or
Falcons
7?
had 8.5, and I might be buying that over. I might be buying that over.
I think I don't see him get. I like 8 for them. I like right around 8 because I
You
feel
think
like
you
the
think
Falcons.
8-9? You think 8-9 could win the division again?
I don't know about win the division, but the Falcons will be somewhere around there. I think the Falcons will be competitive. Because offensively, they got guys. They got guys. It's just the question mark is Desmond Ritter. They have Kyle Pitts, Drake London, and
Bijan
Robinson.
Robinson. Yep.
Bijan Robinson. Listen, let me tell you one thing about Hotlanta. They gonna sell them tickets, man. They gonna sell the tickets. They gonna run up that score. They will have the potential like the Lions had last year. I think the Falcons have that same offensive potential, but it's gonna be on Desmond Ritter. Is he ready? Is he really ready to be quarterback one for the Atlanta Falcons? I don't know, but they got guys. They have guys. But I foresee them. They'll probably be third. The Buccaneers is probably gonna be a bottom 5 team. Or I think it'll be a bottom 5 team. So they'll be in the they'll be selecting high come next April. Because Baker Mayfield, I think this is his last stop, and he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna elevate. I don't think he's gonna elevate anybody. Number two, and number one. This is where I'm on the fence. I like the Panthers roster. I really like the Carolina Panthers roster. Now, my concern is not Bryce Young's talent. It's Bryce Young's size, his durability. Is he going to make it through a 17-game season? Is what's concerning, because he has the coach. I think the coach and quarterback combination is young, but I think it'll be really good. So, but it all depends on Bryce Young's durability and how long it takes him to catch on. From what I hear in training camp, it's not going to take long. He has a command of the team and the offense, so that is some good news going forward. But one thing about me, guys, I don't like a lot of year ones. Year one head coach, year one quarterback. I think there's going to be a lot of bumps in the road. There's going to be a lot of hiccups. So in that since that's the case, I'm going to put the Panthers at number 2, and I'll put the New Orleans Saints at number 1. Also, another roster I really, really, really like. And Derek Carr. Sometimes a change of scenery. Can do a player some good. And I think getting out of Vegas was the best thing that could have happened for Derek Carr, because Vegas is going to be god awful. They're going to be god awful this year as well. So he gets to go to a better team, a better roster, and a new start. And I think as it stands right now, they have the best quarterback in the division, and that's kind of part of the battle. Dennis Allen is a defensive-minded head coach, so that may be a small negative, but we'll see how it shakes up. But I will say the Saints will win the division by a little bit, though. They're not going to run away with it. I think the Panthers will be in a close second. Falcons third, Buccaneers in the cellar.
Go ahead, Raj.
Yeah, this division is extremely tough to figure out. But be honest with you, the team I really, really like in this division is the Saints. I think the Saints are going to probably come marching in this time around. I think Derek Carr, with the new situation going into New Orleans, is definitely what he needs, like Ravonte said. I think this will be his breakout year. Hopefully Michael Thomas can stay healthy this year. Hopefully after the 3 games, Alvin Kamara is ready to go, and that defense is still that good defense. I think they're the best team in the division. Atlanta, to be honest with you, I think they're second. I think they're going to be. I think Desmond Ritter is going to show you guys why he was where he was picked at. To be honest with you, when he was playing the Ravens last year, he scared me. He really did. I mean, Now, granted, they didn't win the game, but he made some plays. Him and Drake London look really good together. Bijan Robinson is a complete monster, and he will show it this upcoming season. This is a very underrated team, man. And Kyle Pitts he didn't even have a good year to me last year. I think he'll be a lot better this year. So that's a sleeper team, to be honest with you, to maybe make the playoffs. The third team will be Carolina. I think Bryce Young will have his growing pains. I think that team can be pretty good, but I think they're probably. I think with him being the quarterback, I'm not saying he's going to do bad, but to me, it's probably going to be. It's going to be probably like Trevor Lawrence when he first started out with the Jaguars. It's probably going to take maybe a year and a half before it all clicks. I don't think he's going to light the world on fire. I think he's going to be pretty good, but he's going to have his growing pains. I mean, definitely the fourth team in this division will probably be the Buccaneers. I don't have any faith in Baker Mayfield, honestly. Although he does have the weaponry, and he does have a pretty good defense. I just don't see it from him, man. He's going to have to show me. I mean, because he had a perfectly good team in Cleveland, and they didn't really go anywhere. Well, they did make to the AFC Championship game one year, but it wasn't really because of him. It was because everything else on that team was clicking. So if he can find a way to recreate that magic that he had in college, and in his early part of the NFL, maybe his first couple years, they might have a chance. But if he can't, this is his last stop. And if he can't get it done, he'll be a career backup after this.
All right, Dre. Last but not least, brother.
I got the Saints as well winning the division. I agree with that. I got the Carolina Panthers at number 2, Falcons at number 3, and the Bucks at number 4. I'm tempted to say Carolina will win this division. I do like that they have an offensive-minded head coach. I do like the quarterback selection that they have. And then you hear, like Avante said, great reports coming from the Carolina Panthers. The only reason I want to say the Saints a little bit over is because I feel like the Saints have that missing piece that they needed to kind of get them over, which is Derek Carr. I think that Derek Carr is going to be motivated. I feel like he got done a wrong deal when he was with the Oakland / Vegas Raiders, So I think that moving forward, Derek Carr with stability, hopefully with some stability in New Orleans, I think that this team can really start trending in the right direction. And like Cavante said, sometimes a change of scenery can definitely help you when you come from an unstable situation to hopefully now a more stable situation. Because Derek Carr, to me, was a top 10 quarterback, despite all of the chaos that was going on whatever city the Raiders were in. I mean, Derek Carr has been steady, and I've always liked Derek Carr. The Carolina Panthers, I think that they're a very up-and-coming team. I like what Raj said about that. Like Trevor Lawrence with the Jaguars type of comparison right there. I think that they are a team that can start trending in the right direction. And I think that the Falcons have it, but I need to see if they can piece it all together. So this season will tell me a lot. And of course, the Bucks. I think the Bucks right there are one of the teams. I got 4 teams vying for that number 1, and the Bucks are right there vying for that one of those top picks, and Caleb Williams.
We shall see. I'm
Yeah, I told you, Cavante, y'all better
So,
try.
Dre, who are the 4 teams? Who are the 4 teams, real quick?
I got the Buccaneers. I got Arizona, the Raiders, and possibly Houston. I gotta see, because Houston kind of been in the cellar the last couple of years, and it's a situation that's unstable, where they keep overturning head coaches. The Raiders, we just know what Josh McDaniels has been doing, both with the Broncos, and you see the uproar that he's doing right there with the Raiders. So I just got them trending downward instead of upward. In Arizona, that's because Kyler Murray's not going to be there, and then his situation already has been iffy. and then they've gotten rid of DeAndre Hopkins as well. So it's just kind of like you really wonder about them. And the Bucks, you already saw them struggling with Tom Brady. So without Tom Brady, I just don't see it.
Well, let's go to the AFC East. We teased a lot of this last week because we kind of are feeling like the Bills could be taking a step back. But last year, Bills 13-3, Dolphins 9-8, Patriots 8-9, Jets 7-10. We know the Jets, they're on hard knocks. They got Aaron Rodgers, they got Alan Lazard. They just signed Dalvin Cook today. Ezekiel Elliott went to the New England Patriots. You got a short on the channel about that. Looking at the win totals, we have the Jets 9.5. We have the Dolphins 9.5. We have the Patriots 7.5, and we have the Bills 10.5. And I mean, looking at the AFC East, are the Jets for real? Raj, I'm gonna start with you because a good friend of the show, Q, he's front running. He's feeling good about his team. They got Aaron Rodgers. They got Dalvin Cook today. I'm sure he's going to call in the radio station and be gloating about getting Dalvin Cook. Like I said, Zeke Elliott's with the Patriots. The Bills are the reigning champions of this division, won 13 games. And the Dolphins, if Tua's healthy, who knows what they could be, but Jalen Ramsey's going to miss time. This division is wide open. How do you feel? I think this is a wide open division too.
Bro, this is very hard to pick. I'm not even going to front. This probably be the hardest one to pick out of every divisions that we do. The Jets are the real deal, I think. When Aaron Rodgers hits the field, it's going to be magical, man. It's going to be magical. And I hate to say that, but it's true. In the regular season, he's a great quarterback, fantastic quarterback. And then they just signed Dalvin Cook. It shores up their running back position because that's what they lacked last year. They have the Garrett Wilson, and they have Sauce Gardner, two up and coming great cornerbacks and wide receivers, and they had the defenses lights out. So I hate to say this, I think they're gonna win the division, man.
Woo! Hot take.
They got a tough schedule.
I think the New York Jets are going to win the AFC East. So they're my number one team. Number two, I think the Miami Dolphins, man. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to overtake the Buffalo Bills, and I just think Tua is going to stay healthy this year. I think Waddle and Hill, they're very unstoppable, man, when they get going. I understand that Ramsey is going to be gone for a pretty good amount of the season, but I think by the time he comes back, it's going to be on and popping. And I just think that they're better than the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills take a step back this year. I think with all the controversy with DeMar Hamlin, still, is he going to be right during the whole season? I'm not sure. I got to see. Is Stephon Diggs and the quarterback, still beefing? I don't know. I'm not. That's another thing that we got to look out for. It's just a lot of questions with the Buffalo Bills. Who is that running back? I mean, is that defense
here?
I mean, who else is going to step up come crunch time? I don't know. I don't know these things, man. They got a lot of questions. Too many questions. And the last team, of course, is the New England Patriots because of their offense. Yes, they signed Ezekiel Elliott today. I mean, that's a good signing for them. And to be honest with you, they will be in the mix. I'm not going to count Bill Belichick out. Even though their offense stinks, their defense is still like that. Their defense is still great. And let's not forget, I don't know how many times they done beat the Jets in a row. I think it's 13, 14 straight times.
We lost count.
Beating the New York Jets.
Definitely lost count.
That's about to stop.
That streak is still going. We'll see if it stops. You never know with the New England Patriots. You never know. So they still have a shot, but right now they're fourth only because of that terrible, terrible offense and the lack of wide receiving help. But the New York Jets, man, they're for real.
Dre, go ahead, Dre. I'm gonna go to you next.
I can see why you would say that this is probably the toughest division to pick. the Jets with those first 6 games. I mean, they got a brutal start to the season.
Mhm.
I mean, the Dolphins. You want to. Dolphins can. You could pick the Dolphins, but you don't know about Tua's health. The Bills, they seem to be on the decline as opposed to an incline, and I think that something that a good friend of the show, Uncle Rob Parker, family to the Flex Zone, something he always talks about, that window. The Bills' window closed, Joe. I just don't see it. I think that I feel like last year was it, and the Bills seem to what you used to say, Karate, the Falcons are going to Falcon. I think the Bills just started to build. I think that this was a team where I know everybody, a lot of people are on Josh Allen, but it just seemed like for some reason everything just didn't. I think that instead of the DeMar Hamlin situation being that thing to kind of propel the team over and get them, um, motivated, like how, um, kind of how like the Lakers with the death of Kobe Bryant, it kind of like motivated that team to just push them that extra mile. For some reason, it didn't seem that way with the Buffalo Bills. It seemed to kind of, to me, flatline them and kind of stagnate them. Um, so I'm not sold on them. And like Raj said, the New England Patriots, you're not sold on them, mainly because of the offense. And it's sad because I think they actually have a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's great, but I'm saying that I think they have a guy who at least is capable, but it's instability right there offensively because we don't even have New England doesn't know an offensive coordinator from a defensive coordinator. So when you have that type of instability, which is crazy because you have one of the greatest head coaches right there, but he just offensively he just can't get it together. So like Raj, by default, I'm gonna pick the Jets, but I need to see some more from the Jets before I really want to give that definitive answer because like I said, those first 6 games. Um, I think that the Dolphins, I agree, are number 2. It just depending upon the health of Tua. Number 3, I've got the Buffalo Bills. And then number 4, of course, is going to be the New England Patriots. So I think that's just my order. I think that the Jets are going to be one of those teams. But like I said, those first 6 games, I think we need to see where they are when it comes to halfway through the season. And also, let me point this out too before I toss it to Gavante. You got to remember the first year when Tom Brady got to the Bucks, it looked very bumpy until like I want to say that last quarter of the season when the Bucks seemed to finally turn the page and pick it up, and then they won the Super Bowl. I'm not saying the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl, but I'm saying that I think that they have to get through some of these growing pains. The media in New York, that's going to be brutal on them. The fact that this Jets team is going to have a lot of pressure on them, I think all that is going to weigh itself early in the season, and I think that later in the season they'll be able to hone it and get it together once that media pressure kind of dies down. But they are gonna go through some growing pains because it's all new. I mean, you even see Aaron Rodgers in practice. We'll talk about the offensive line. They're talking about changes that they could make, maybe bringing some people back from Green Bay to help Aaron Rodgers. But Green Bay would be foolish if they did any of that because from what we see with Jordan Love, they can use all the damn help that they could get. So they ain't about to part with nobody out in Green Bay. But by default, I think that at least on paper, we'll say that the Jets are going to projected to win this division.
Cavante, are you buying the Jets train? It seems like we're starting up a new one. We had the Cardinals, we had Dre with the Rams, the Rams, the Rams.
Right.
Are you going to hop on this Jets? I guess plane. I guess it's a plane, right?
Yes, yeah. Obviously, it has to be a plane, right? I agree with my brothers for the most part. Only concern I had. Well, let me say this: I completely agree with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to be in the cellar. I don't think the Patriots are going to have a great year. Um, and I think Mac Jones, his days might be numbered in New England. I don't know if y'all heard, but he's not looking that great in training camp. So I he's about two mistakes. If he's the QB1, he's probably about two boneheaded mistakes from being benched.
Unfortunate.
So yeah, I don't have high hopes for that head coach quarterback combination. So I agree with you guys. They will be in the cellar. And what was that? Hey, Byron, you said 6.5, 7.5.
Yes, let me. The Patriots are. They are.
I'm probably I'm probably going under.
I gotta go to the bottom.
Especially
7.5. 7.5. So under. Take the under.
Oh
Seven and a
yeah,
half.
definitely take an under 7.5. Yeah, I feel really good. They're not getting 8 wins, especially in this very tough division that we're talking about. No, and I think that streak with the Jets is probably over. So yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's go bottom. Let's go bottom up. Um, Patriots in a cellar. Um, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not as high on the Dolphins as everybody else. I'm not, and it's mainly because the quarterback. I don't think the quarterback is going to make it through a season. Last year was so ugly. It's hard to get that image or images out of my head from their quarterback, and I just don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna make it through the entire season. Which we all know, your starting quarterback goes down, your fortunes are probably gonna go out the window. So I'm gonna. I think the Dolphins. What they had 8-9 wins last year, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably be
9 and
right.
8. 9 and
Now,
8. They made the wild card.
I think they'll probably be right around there. Right around there as well this year. Um, Number 2, I got the Buffalo Bills. I agree. I think there's too much turmoil going into the year. One thing you don't want to do, and listen, guys, we've seen this countless times. When your wide receiver is screaming ball, 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 we got a problem. We absolutely have a problem, especially since he was the third highest targeted wide receiver last year, and still crying for the ball. Like I don't know what that was towards the end of the year last year, but that was not good going into the all season, and this is not good coming into the regular season. So what are you going to do with Stephon Diggs? I don't know, and that's the last problem you want. And talk about that window, Dre. I think with this, what was going on with Stephon Diggs, this completely shuts the window on their chance of winning the Super Bowl. And I do think they take a step back. We Raj said it earlier, running back, lack of running game, and this offense is too Josh Allen centric. You see what happened? Brian Dable goes away. Look what happens. You see what happened when Josh McDaniels goes away? McCorkle looks terrible. You see what I'm saying? So, and also another thing to note, those are offensive coordinators that went on to become head coaches, and now the original defensive minded head coach has to deal with it, and usually don't do a good job. And Bill Belichick and Sean McDermott. So somebody on this offense got to step up, and they need a running back. God, they need some type of balance. As long as it's Josh Allen, I think they're going to hit their ceiling, and they'll probably hit their ceiling somewhere around between week 15 and that first playoff game. And last but not least, I've been trying to hold back from sipping this gangrene Kool-Aid, man. I've been trying to hold back, but my God, we already know what the Jets bring defensively. We already know that is a top 3 defense in the league. Now I ain't say top 5. That is a top 3 defense in the league, and they got one of the young perennial cornerbacks, which is, my gosh, when you got one, you hold on to them because your defense can go to new heights when you have an elite level cornerback. So the defense is already top. Now they got Williams, Williams on the D line. It's talent all over that defense. And now we go to the offense. You got weapons. You got Bryce Hall, young bucket at running back. You got Dalvin Cook now. You got Aaron Rodgers. It looks crazy right now. The only thing I'm concerned about, just like my Commanders, that offensive line. This will be the first time in Aaron Rodgers' career where he has not had a solidified offensive line. And no, we're not really talking about it because of all the other pieces around, but Mekhi Becton, Byron, we talked about him coming out the draft. Can't really stay healthy. Dwayne Brown at left tackle can't really stay healthy. Their best offensive lineman right now is probably a guard and Vera Tucker. But what they're going to need is all three of them. Mekhi Becton is probably going to play on the right side. Dwayne Brown on the left. And Vera Tucker is going to be at right, I believe, right guard. They have to be healthy. If they shuffling cards and if they shuffling linemen like they shuffling cards like they did last year, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a happy camper because he's not going to have the time he wants. You know how Aaron Rodgers do. He got to look pretty. You got to look pretty in the pocket, but if that pocket not pretty, he not going to look pretty. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to completely overlook the lack of consistency from the offensive line because we all know if your offensive line ain't it, your team really ain't it. You know what I'm saying? But they have the guys. They just got to stay healthy. And if they do, the Jets will go over that 10. What was it, 9.5? They will go over that 9.5 total and win this division.
Yes, they are 9.5, Cravante. And the first 6 games,
Run it
real
down.
quick.
Run it
Yeah,
down.
we run down those games for you guys because they do have a tough schedule. Remember, the AFC East plays the NFC East, Cravante. So you'll see the Jets this year. We got Monday, September 11th, Monday Night Football opener. The New York Jets host the Buffalo Bills. That'll be a fun one.
Set the
Then
tone.
they go to the Cowboys week 2. That won't be easy. They host New England week 3. That's a divisional game, so we can't scoff at that. Kansas City week 4, the tribal chief.
Tough.
And then they host them, so they could have a chance. They go to Denver. I think Denver's going to be tough. Always tough going to Denver. Then they go host Philly at home week 6.
They could projectedly be 2-4 or 3-3.
Yo,
Being
split.
I'm sorry. What you say, Gravata?
Split. If they could split, that'd be great.
But I'm leaning more towards 2-4 because offenses just struggle, and and that was a point that I forgot about bringing up. Cravante, you're right. Aaron Rodgers. We talk about the Packers, but offensively, while they may not have had great wide receivers, Aaron Rodgers, had at least one weapon, the Devontae Adams of the world, the Greg Jennings of the world. So he's had some people there, but that pocket though, he's always been, Green Bay. What we can give him is that he's had a good offensive line throughout his whole career until now, and you're hearing ramblings about the offensive line. And like I said, Green Bay, there's talks out there about what they can do to fix that offensive line. So if he doesn't, and the offense is already kind of like, struggling because they're saying that they're all still trying to learn each other, and defenses pick up things right away when it comes to preseason and training camps, because it's not as complicated as getting these offenses together. They could projectedly be 2-4, and then even in some of those divisional games, like it wouldn't surprise me if the Bills or the Patriots were able to steal W's early from them, and then the Jets get them back later, and maybe split within the division. And then, like you were saying, Byron, even a place like the Dallas Cowboys with Michael Parsons right there. He gonna be trying to, he gonna go hunting.
Oh yeah. And that,
So that
mhm.
that's not an easy feat. Of course, the tribal chiefs, that I mean, and then also e-
wash.
e- even even the Broncos, I can't necessarily say that. I think the Broncos and the Jets are kind of like, as far as teams, like, even though Russ has a year with the Broncos, he's in a new situation where a new offensive minded head coach is coming in there. So I think that the Jets, I think that's the only one that's kind of a toss up. That Jets um, Broncos game. That's something I actually would have liked to see. Is that a primetime game?
It's a 4 o'clock game because it's in
Okay.
Denver.
So a
Yeah.
featured game. I may
They,
actually
they,
go out and watch that. I may go out somewhere and watch that one. I may not be
It'll
in
be
Dallas,
on.
but
It'll be on CBS probably, or one of
yeah.
those.
So I may go out and watch that one because I think that one is one of those where it's a toss up game, but
The Kansas
they
City
could.
game the week before, Dre, is a 8:20 on NBC. So we'll see the Tribal Chiefs,
Got
and
come on,
then
baby.
the
Come on,
Monday
baby.
night game, the opener is a primetime game at Denver's a 4:25 CBS. So that probably will have Romo and Nance. That probably
Yeah.
be the game of the week. And
Um,
the Philly game after that is on Fox. So you'll basically be able to see the Cowboys game week 2 is on CBS as well. So the first 4 or 5 games, you'll probably be all 6. You'll probably be able to see.
you going
Oh, no,
they going to milk this thing.
yes.
They going to milk this to the until there's nothing in there no more. So
Oh no,
we will
the
see.
Jets is going to be on prime time this year, y'all. If y'all ain't know,
yeah, they gotta be.
on prime
Gotta be.
time.
And they have the Black Friday game on Prime Video against the Dolphins too. So they'll be in all the stuff, everything. Yeah.
But
Hey, they know what they're doing.
Yep.
listen,
So we'll
I
see.
think
We
split.
shall see.
I think they'll split, guys. I think they get out of that gauntlet 3-3, and then they'll chugga.
I want to go 3-3 with you, but I'm projected to really do 2-4. I just don't. I don't know. That's why I said early on. I think they're going to struggle, and I think that then they'll get it together. But I'm kind of leaning towards a 2-4. We'll see.
I think it's gonna be the complete opposite. I don't think they're gonna struggle. I think they're gonna go 4-2, and I got them beating.
Raj. I think they'll beat the Bills. I think they'll beat the Patriots. I think they'll beat the Cowboys. And it's another team I had.
They play the
Denver.
Patriots.
I think they'll lose. I think they'll lose to the Chiefs, and I think they'll lose to the Eagles.
They play the Broncos also.
Yeah, if I say they played them.
I think they'll beat the Broncos.
And that's the game that's projected me to go from 3-3 to 2-4. Like like I said, that's the toss up. But it's funny that all of us have somebody has 2, somebody has 3, and somebody has 4. So we're all kind of split when it comes to where they're going to be at.
I think they'll lose to the Cowboys and Eagles and beat everybody else.
Ooh, beat the Tribal Chiefs.
No, he's right, because early on in the season, you see Patrick Mahomes kind of like he's the same way. He kind of needs to warm himself up into the regular season.
But also, Patrick Mahomes has a new offensive line. He has 2 new tackles.
Mm-hmm.
So that may take some time. What game is the Chiefs? Is that game 5?
That is game 5, I believe. Let me tell you right now. That is on week. That is week 3, 4. Week 4.
Week 4. Okay.
So Bills, Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos, Eagles.
And who else is he throwing to besides Travis Kelce?
Oh, they got a bunch of young.
I don't know, but he's somebody that can make it work. He's like Tom Brady.
Guys that won two touchdowns in the Super Bowl. He thrown to them. Same guy.
Got Sky Moore, Pacheco.
Sky Moore, Darius Toney, Travis Kelce. Patrick Mahomes gonna be all right.
Yeah,
he'll be all right. He makes it work like Tom.
And,
like
I think they drafted. I think they drafted another tight end. So don't be surprised if you hear another tight end with Kelce going off. I think they drafted a guy. I don't know his name right now, but they drafted a good tight end.
Now, would it be interesting to see how he is with no EB influence?
Right. Man, we'll see that. That's the key. That's the key.
We'll see.
Well, we shall see. Real quick, let's get a quick NBA topic before we get goofies. James Harden and the 76ers drama. Miss Queen, if you're listening, I know you love James Harden. There were rumors that we're going to trade him. He did opt into his $35.6 million deal. Him and Daryl Morey were apparently cool. He played with him under him in Houston, but he came out today, said Daryl Morey is a liar and he'll never play for the 76ers again. Raj, you wanna kick this off, man? What's up with your boy, man?
Bro, this is ridiculous, man. I'm so tired of James Harden at this point. First of all, you want to leave the organization because of Doc Rivers as the coach. You get your way with firing Doc Rivers. Now all of a sudden, you and the GM, who you were buddies with in Houston, aren't cool anymore now. I don't understand. What is it that you want? You're in a situation where you can win a championship. You have one of the best. You have the MVP on your freaking team, and you're whining and crying about going somewhere else again. I mean, how many more players do you want to play with? You didn't play with KD. You didn't play with Russell Westbrook. You didn't play with Chris Paul. You didn't play with
Kyrie.
Dwight Howard. You didn't play with Kyrie. You didn't play with damn near everybody in the NBA at this point. And now you want to leave to go play with somebody else? My goodness, man. Fix your shot. Fix your defense. Fix your ridiculous-looking beard. And shut up and get out there and play. Why the hell do you want to move any damn way? It's ridiculous at this point. I'm sick of James Harden and his whining and crying and bitching and moaning. You don't have nothing to cry about. You're on a freaking good team that's going to make the postseason. Do what you're supposed to do and show the hell up in the postseason. That's it.
Yeah, looks like the Clippers with one team, but they said they don't even want him. Dre, I'll go to you next.
I guess I'm confused. Like you said, him and the GM were supposed to be cool from their days in Houston, hence why he wanted to go to Philly from the Nets and talking about he always wanted to be a 76er. And now he wants out when you have the reigning MVP. And my thing is, you opted into your contract. If it was such a big issue, why did you opt in and now you demand a trade? If I was the 76ers, I'd be like, nah, you staying here. And I don't care how unhappy you are, because why would you opt in when you had the option to opt out and then you could have just gone wherever you wanted to go to? But no, you wanted the money, so no, you made your bed, lie in it. That's the thing. I hate that culture of the NBA where these players dictate where they want to exactly go. And honestly, if I was Philly, the only team I would trade them to is Portland. I would try to convince Dame Dollars to come to Philly so that way and ship James Harden out so that way you can get somebody in there that wants to play and is going to be hungry and that Philly is going to be proud of, that is actually going to do something when it comes to the playoffs, because he's going to want Dame is going to give everything he's got in order to make it. But outside of that, no, James Harden, you opted in, so no, you staying. And I don't want to I hope it doesn't turn to another situation with like Ben Simmons or him with how bad he looked in Houston. But my thing is, he just like Rod said. I mean, he's played with everybody, and all the time, it's always an excuse as to why he can't get it done regular season versus postseason. We've seen it with him and Chris Paul, where he fell short against the Spurs. Time and time again, against the Warriors, time and time again. Last year in the playoffs, when they were up 3-2 on Boston, where was he? Nowhere to be found. So you kind of get tired of everybody. It's always everybody else's problem, or he wants to go somewhere else. I mean, and think with the Brooklyn series when he was with the Nets, when they lost against the
Bucks.
The Milwaukee Bucks. It's just time and time again when this man comes up with these excuses as to why he can't get it done, as opposed to just getting it done. I don't understand the for some reason why he drops the ball in the in the regular season, but in the regular season he's good. In the postseason, you can't find him, and they pay him too much damn money for him to be playing and acting the way that he does. So no, if I was the 76ers, no, you're gonna play this season, and I don't give a damn how much you pout, how much you say that the coach, the GM is a liar. I know he's getting ready to be a cancer, and you kind of want those cancers out the locker room. But my thing is with the NBA compared to the NFL, had this been the NFL, he wouldn't even had a job. And that's the one thing I want the NBA to get to, because to me, James Harden shouldn't have a job because he's had everything go his way in his career. MVP, playing wherever he wants to play, and playing with a number of Hall of Famers throughout his career, and yet he has not gotten it done. So no, don't to the Clippers and mess that chemistry up. Go to Portland. Unfortunate. I mean, I hope he wouldn't mess up the chemistry for the young boys. But I mean, there was rumors saying he wanted to go back to Houston, and he didn't go to Houston. Maybe because he knew that um, Odoku would coach him hard, and maybe that's what he just didn't want because he didn't want somebody that was going to put, like Raj said, a foot up his behind. So no, if I'm James Harden, the only other place that I can ship you to is Portland, not the Clippers.
And speaking of Udoka, apparently Neil Long wants him back, by the way. But we'll leave that alone for another show. Cravante, yeah, not surprising. She's having a hard time finding a man worthy of what she wants. And, just take the man back, damn it. Take the goddamn man back.
Stay out them streets. Please stay
Yeah,
out
it
them
ain't
streets.
nothing. Yeah, just take
Yeah,
him back.
I agree. Stay out the streets.
Just take the man back. Just take the man back. It's okay. You can forgive him. Cravante, one of your favorites, James Harden.
I agree. I agree. Who told him he got this type of clout to just be talking and saying stuff like this? Like, you have hit your ceiling, and I ain't talking like just hit your ceiling. You been hit your ceiling. Like, your legacy is a phenomenal, great MVP caliber regular season player. But when it comes to the postseason, you shrink, you fold, you choke, whatever synonym you want to use. Not clutch. You don't get it done. You don't. And it happens year after year after year after year, all in your prime. Because now you're past your prime now. Like, James Harden is past his prime. He's not scoring as often. He's become more of a passer. With the Harden we knew, the MVP caliber Harden is gone. So for you to still think, act, and operate as such is absurd. It's absolutely absurd to me. And calling somebody a liar is funny, yo. I think that's just funny. He's really mad and upset. And Dre, I think you're right. He wanted to go to Houston so bad that all of a sudden Udoka's there, and it's like, oh boy, he's probably gonna be demanding.
No, boy.
Oh boy, he's probably gonna be demanding. I don't think I want to go there anymore. Like, I think what you and Rod both asked. What do you want? What
Because
do
apparently
you
you don't want a championship.
You don't. No, you don't. Absolutely not. You do not want a championship. It is clear and evident. That question does not have to be asked. You do not. But I am, my thought process. I don't care what sport it is. I got a disgruntled superstar. Get him out of there any way you can. And if you can't, you stuck with him, But you got to go, man. If Philadelphia already has, like, basketball wise, at least, already has, like, that they can't get over. They can't get out their own way. That is what the 76ers have. They can't get out of their own way. James Harden ran ahead and is now laying on the ground because he's a speed bump. That's exactly what he is to the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Philadelphia 76ers will make the playoffs. They will win their first series. They're probably going to they have a great shot of being in the Eastern Conference Championship, but we've seen it before. Been there, done it. Y'all need to get to a championship, and James Harden is not going to help. Get him out of here.
I just really don't understand, and it was just so random. Like
Yo,
he was at
word.
he was in China, and then randomly just said it. I think it threw everybody off. Like, what? Where is this coming from? And then didn't really answer why he thinks that Daryl Morey is a liar. It's just like a statement, but no follow up behind it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It's almost like he's reaching as to why he thinks that um, Daryl Morey is a liar and why he wants out of Philly. But it's like, again, you opted in, so therefore you were telling the 76ers, no, I'm here to stay. You like I'm just trying to really fully understand this whole trade out of nowhere, because at this point it seemed like he was all in, and now he's not.
He about to you know what he about to do? Hey Raj, he about to put on this fat suit. He about to put on
Now,
You better come.
what's he, one of the Nutty Professor outfit that he's got?
Cause he got it. It's somewhere. Cause ain't nowhere in hell from Houston to Brooklyn you didn't put on and then lost all that weight. Like it's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Was it AI? What was the weight AI?
It looked like it had to be, because, like you said, there's no way that he went
Like,
from.
You
He
had
didn't gain that much weight and lose it that quickly. Like, you ain't no actor to be able to do that. Like,
come on now. He he about to put that fat suit on and when it goes next, that's when he gonna lose it, I guess. But in incoming, James Harden's about to put on 25 pounds. Oh my
Well,
god.
it's funny that Cavante, you were talking, because it now leads into Cavante's Goofies of the week. Hold on, Cavante, let me get you right, brother. Orioles just won, so I had to do what I had to do. You got to know the
Yeah, of course. Something wrong here.
Cavante's Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone here on the channel. Hold on, got one for you.
Well, now that's goofy.
The
well,
floor is yours, my brother.
well. We are back. I appreciate that, Byron. Welcome, good people, to Goofies of the Week, sponsored by the Flex Zone. Appreciate you guys for giving me a little bit of time. Let me tell the good people I thought was goofy this particular week. Y'all know my levels. I have a low level goofy, gang green. Well, I guess I say Packer green. I guess I can't really say jet green anymore because they look formidable. They look like contenders now. So I guess I'll keep that Packer Green Bay Packer green. Low level goofy. We laugh at it. We kiki in the hopes that it does not grow into something extra goofy. And when it does, Cardinal Sin Red high level goofy, because they are god awful. And being a high level goofy is god awful. We have to talk about this. We have to congregate. We have to figure out what's going on and make this, and see if we get to the point where it's not as goofy as it looks, sounds, smells, whatever senses we put into this. So actually, I'm just gonna recap. I had two goofies. The first one was James Harden, but I mean we've been talk about it at length between me, Raj, and Dre. Just to recap, James Harden's just goofy because where does he get this clout from? Where where does he think? Where is he digging this clout from that he feels like he could just say outlandish things and just say and do whatever he wants and get whatever he wants. Like I said before, James Harden, you are past your prime. Well past your prime. And luckily, I'm not worried, because as soon as you say something goofy like that, you can go. You can go. I don't even care. We all know when it comes to superstars or guys with big names, you're never going to get equal value. I don't care. If I'm a GM, I don't care what the sport is. I do not like disgruntled superstars. Now, I'm not saying I won't work with them. I'll try my best to work with him within reason. James Harden is being unreasonable right now and being absolutely absurd with his words and his demands. And again, like Dre said before, the hell you opt in for? What are we actually doing? And also, James, where you gonna go? Where are you gonna go? I don't even think he has an idea of where he wants to go. But if I was Morey, got to go. I don't do well with disgruntled, unreasonable superstars, and I think that's exactly what James Harden is. Again, your ceiling has been reached. Your legacy, in my opinion, has been cemented. You are a phenomenal regular season player. You are an MVP caliber player in the regular season. That's what you do. You do well in them 82 games. You might, and honestly, you might even do well in the first round of the playoffs. But when it gets tight and when it gets thick, you shrink. You shrink real, real bad. Like, is James Harden even playing? It's the fourth quarter. When last time James Harden took a shot? When last time James Harden played? Like, these are questions that we consistently ask when it's in the clutch and you get deep into the playoffs, i.e., conference finals or trying to get to the conference finals. I don't know, and I don't get it, but he's wilding and he needs to go. I wouldn't even punish him by keeping him because, again, with superstars, it only gets worse. So there's that. That's my first goofy. It's a high level goofy because it's James Harden. I wanted to give it a low level goofy because, my gosh, this potential to get worse is going to be crazy. So you know what? I because I haven't done green in a while, I'll leave James Harden on green. Now, if it gets worse, it'll turn to red. But my gosh, this next goofy, I gotta go down I-95 South for this one. It's to my team, the Washington Commanders. I've been hearing a lot of goofy things coming out of camp. A lot of goofy things coming out of camp. One being Coach Ron Rivera has been reporting to the media that players are complaining about Eric Bieniemy's intensity in practice during training camp. What? Intensity? Eric Bieniemy is too intense for y'all. And granted, not saying no names, but intensity. It was enough. It was enough players complaining that Ron Rivera felt the need to report it. So whatever number you think that is probably that number. But I think it's crazy because a couple fronts. This is goofy on a couple fronts. Ron Rivera, why? Ron Rivera, why do you feel the need to open your mouth about something as goofy and small as that? Who isn't intense in training camp? That's what training camp is. You gotta rev it up to get ready for the regular season. So who really isn't? But also that's one front. The next front is that who's out here complaining about intensity? Eric Bieniemy's intensity. Come on now. Hello. I don't know if y'all noticed. Y'all were a bottom 5 offense last year. Eric Bieniemy just led his offense to the championship, to the Super Bowl. The goal that every team ultimately has. but only maybe a third of the league is actual contenders of. And y'all are far, far from it. So it's only right that when he comes down to the Commanders, he's going to coach like he did in Kansas City, holding players accountable, yelling at players, telling them to get this right. Offense is predicated a lot on timing, spacing, all these things. And the Commanders aren't used to this. They're not used to winning. So Eric Bieniemy coming down rah 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 with his winning mentality. The Commanders don't know what this is, and they're struggling to understand and to get a grasp of, which is very, very, very goofy. This brother's won 2 Super Bowls and been in the AFC Championship at least the last 5 years. I think he knows a thing or two about this game of football and know a thing or two about how to coach offense. So my words that I have to say to the Commanders that were complaining, shut up. Shut up. Stop being goofy and take this coaching that's going to get you better and make it and get y'all to the next level, and stop being a mediocre offense and a mediocre team and a mediocre franchise, and get back to the way Washington used to play football, because we're all a long way from it. Just goofy. And Ron Rivera, shut up. Just shut up. Anybody ask you questions about this, keep it very PC, short, sweet, lie if you have to. I don't care. Nobody has to know about the intensity. God, dog it. Make me mad. But anyway, those are my goofies of the week. Of course, the very goofy commanders of the high level variety, and of course we have James Harden and his goofy antics of low level variety. On my line, that line between goofy and great, and these good brothers are on the wrong end of it. Got to do better. You got to do better.
Of course. Something wrong here.
Well, now that's goofy.
Goofy.
Yeah, that's goofy.
Thank you, Cravante, for that goofy of the week. Drizzy Dre, episode 404 in the books. Episode 405 next week. I think we got to wrap up these division previews. The AFC North and NFC East, Commanders, Ravens. And that game will be going on next week. We'll come on there, or probably just ending in the practice this week as well.
Episode 4 or 5, looking forward to it, and we'll see if the Ravens, can continue this streak, or if Washington will break the streak. Doubt it, but you never know.
Cravante, we'll be keeping you out this week for the Commanders at Ravens practice, and hopefully they don't get coached too hard, right?
Bring all that. Bring all that. That's how trash y'all been the last 20 years. Y'all, he's coaching hard.
Man up.
Football. It's
Social media
football.
producers. What can the people expect on the channel? A lot of content.
A lot of subscribers. Subscribe and be one of those subscribers that subscribe to the channel. And also, today is Madden 24 day. So pick up your video game copy of Madden. I know I've got mine right here, and it's already beautiful, baby. I've already touched it. It's great. So pick up your copy of Madden 24. Stay tuned for more content from the channel. Plenty of content coming, especially with all these shorts that's coming out as well. And
Just uploaded too. Got more coming.
got even more coming after tonight. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's just, follow the Flex Zone Podcast, baby. This is what we do.
Yes, next week we'll be previewing, like I said, the AFC North, Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and those Steelers. Of course, the NFC East, reigning NFC champion Eagles, Broncos, Commanders, the Giants will make the playoffs last year. And I'm forgetting the team, the Cowboys. Can't forget the Cowboys. How about the Cowboys? Only place fellas give me sports how you want it.
When you need it.
The show is executive produced by one half of the creators, Andre Melton, senior producer, captain of the group ship, the commander, the other co-founder, Cavante Hurd, social media producer, Big Raj, the meat man, the clack cheeker, he's back, and live effect, the pizza man. We'll be live Wednesday for AEW, and we got a lot of content coming up. We got AEW All In, AEW All Out, we got Payback, we got the Ravens starting soon. I'll have a preview probably this week for the game against the Commanders, Oreo shorts, wrestling shorts, all the shorts here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Throw your ones up. Acknowledge the head of the sports podcast table. Flex Zone 1, Twitter, Instagram. Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. FlexZone1@gmail.com. And of course, you can always super chat us or hit the cash app to Flex Zone 1 for all of your donations supporting the channel. Until next week for episode 405, for Dre, for Cavante, for Rod, God's favorite host signing off. Have a good night, everybody. Time to put the kids to bed. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Stay tuned to the channel and check out those shorts on there as well. Have a good night, everybody. Peace. We'll see you next week for episode 405.
Peace.